Here I am in my new house. As you can see, I have boxes, and I'm going to put those boxes on those bookshelves in a second, and that way I look real smart, like I know what I'm talking about. I've been reading books all day. Anyway, let's go ahead and go over lesson 85. I think that's where I'm at. And this lesson is about using cross products to solve proportions. And I already talked about this in lesson 83, so it shouldn't be too hard. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, using cross products to solve proportions. One thing that you need to know, this is very important, so I'm going to put a star and have you guys write this down if you're taking notes. Write down cross products of proportions are equal. Put a big equal sign right there. So if you have 3/5 and that is proportional to, let's say, 4/7, let's see if it is proportional, then cross product should be equal. So take 3 times 7. Okay, 3 times 7, and that should equal 5 times 4 if that's a proportion. Okay, so 3 times 7 is 21, 5 times 4 is 20, and as you can see, those two are not equal, so this right here is not proportional. Okay, so let's do a problem that is proportional. A problem that is proportional is, let's say, 8/12 and 12/18. Okay, so if I take a cross product of 8 and 18, so I take 8 times 18, and I set that equal to 12 times 12, 8 times 18 is 144, and you guys know that 12 times 12 is 144. So this one is proportional, okay? We can use this to solve equations, so I'm going to move down a little bit. Here's an equation right here. Then I can solve and find out what W is. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 15 times 70, and there's nothing wrong with scratch work. Here's 70. I'm going to take that and multiply it. We know that those two together is 1,050. And now I'm going to take the cross product of 21 and W, and that will be 21 times W. As you can see, this forms an algebraic equation. So what side do you start on? The side with the variable. So I'm going to take what's opposite, multiplying by 21, dividing by 21. If I divide this side by 21, you got to divide this side by 21. That cancels, and all you have left over here is W. And then there's nothing wrong with scratch work. I'm going to see top divided by bottom here. So that's going to be 1,050 divided by 21. All right, so 1,050 divided by 21 is 50. So W is equal to 50. All right, here is a practice problem that I want you guys to try. So go ahead and pause the video and try this problem by yourself. All right, welcome back. So the first thing you want to do is take this top number and multiply it by the denominator of the other ratio. Okay, so 9 times 2 is going to be 18. Add the 0. There you go. So 9 times 20 is 180. Then 12 times n is 12n. You're going to divide both sides by 12. This cancels out. All you have left is n. Okay, so top divided by bottom here, I'm going to do 180 divided by 12. 12, your answer is 15. That is actually number 17 on your homework. So if you watch this video, you're doing your homework and learning your lesson at the same time. All right, let's do another example. All right, I don't like doing math if I can't relate it to real life. So here's a real life situation. Your mom is going to Flagstaff at 50 miles per hour. You pass a sign that says Flagstaff is 75 miles away. How long will it take you to get to Flagstaff? You can do a simple proportion. There's two ratios in this number, and we're going to break that down and solve and find the answer to this question. So the first one, 50 miles per hour. There's two numbers there. A lot of people say, no, Mr. Mazzone, there's only one number. Well, before we start, let's break this down. Miles and hours. We're going to do the word ratio first. That's a ratio that has words in it. So if this is miles per hour, the words that I'm going to use are miles will go on top and hour will go on bottom. So when I write the number ratio, it's going to be fraction bar equals fraction bar. How many miles per hour am I going? 50 miles. And how many hours does it take me to go 50 miles? Well, it says miles per hour. That H right there says there's really 1 hour. So the number that's associated with miles is 50. That goes on top. Number that's associated with hours is 1. That goes on bottom. See, I told you 50 miles an hour was two numbers. You didn't believe me at first, but it actually is. So 50 miles in 1 hour. That's what this ratio means right here. Now that ratio, we're going to set it equal to something else. How far does it take you to go how long does it take you to go 75 miles? Well, 75 is associated with miles, so that goes on top. And it says how long. The words how long mean I don't know how many hours it's going to take, because how long is asking how much time. An hour is a measurement of time. So I'm going to put h right here for my variable. Now we're going to solve this. Okay, 50 times h is 50h. I'm going to set that equal to 1 times 75, which is 75. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 50. Okay, so these cancel out. I'm almost out of room here, so hopefully you can see this. These cancel out, and all you have left is h equals top divided by bottom, or 75 divided by 50. I can do this really quick. There's nothing wrong with scratch work. So the number of hours it's going to take, if your mom keeps driving at 50 miles an hour, would be 1 1/2 an hour. Tell her to drive faster. No, just kidding. Go the speed limit. All right. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys, how that works out. And you guys keep up the good work. I will see you guys hopefully soon.